You're watching I-24 News. Britain's Prime Minister David Cameron said last night that construction of settlements in East Jerusalem is genuinely shocking a few days after the British government barred public institutions from boycotting Israel. His comments severely critical of Netanyahu's policies were made during a parliamentary session in response to a question posed by opposition Labour MP Imran Hussein, who asked if the Prime Minister agrees that illegal settlements are a major roadblock to peace. And we're joined now via Skype by our London correspondent, Jonathan Sacerdoti. Good morning to you, Jonathan.
Good morning.
So these are obviously very critical remarks by the British Prime Minister. Do you think that they could have any influence on British-Israeli relations?
Well, it really depends on how Israel reacts to these particular statements. In a way, it's nothing new. It just happens that this question was asked of the Prime Minister and he answered it in more forceful terms than usual. Why that could be, no one knows. Some suggest it might be as a sort of softening of the guidance that was issued only last week regarding local councils and other publicly funded bodies and potential for those bodies to engage in boycotts of Israel. The government came out strongly against those and warned that there could be penalties for any that did that. Maybe this was in some way intended to temper that and give a nod to the other side, so to speak. Others maybe think that David Cameron was just reiterating a policy that the British government has held for some time, disapproval over the settlements, and that the language came out a bit stronger than perhaps was intended. It's unlikely that it's meant to signal a particular change or shift in British policy, though.
Yeah, and you're saying it's nothing new, this stance, but considering the tone of his comments, do you think he could push for a change in policy regarding settlements?
I do think it's unlikely that this is a change in policy, seeing as the policy for some time has been that Britain doesn't approve of Israeli settlement activity. In fact, many have argued that this particular government has been the most friendly to Israel in the United Kingdom for some time, but it has always maintained that position, usually doing exactly what he did in this particular instance, where he would say, I'm known for being a strong friend of Israel, but and then following up with some sort of condemnation of settlement activity. Cameron said that the Jewish presence in Jerusalem is illegal and the settlements there are contrary to international law, effectively. He said that Jerusalem is being encircled, his word, and he said that he's well known as a strong friend of Israel. But this statement left some people in the United Kingdom wondering exactly what sort of friend he actually is.
I-24 News correspondent Jonathan Sacerdoti in London, thank you very much for joining us this morning.